Roll on 1. Roll on 2. Not that you would never, because I never like saying never.
Yeah.
But what's a job that you would never do?
Oh, man.
Because I said roll on 1 because I was thinking of the Green Mile. He's like, roll on 1. I don't know, man.
Yeah. A job I would never do.
A job you would rather not do, because
All
never
right.
is like...
I'm like trying to think of something I would just absolutely hate. I'll tell you, I will say this. I've always just been so impressed with my wife's former occupation. You know, she was occupational therapy for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to clean and bathe and do all of that for elderly people and all that entails, I always was like, yeah, I don't think I could ever do that. I don't know. Now,
it takes a special person at that
my
patience.
Parents,
yeah.
Of course. My family, of course. Whoosh, I'm in there. But,
I mean, I almost feel like I try to find... I mean, you do what you have to do. That's why I say never. You always do what you have to do. But that's one of those things which you just described. It's like, I would hope I get a professional to kind of handle that. Because there's certain things you can't juggle. Like, it's funny, like, in the case of, like, a death or something, it's like, it's always good to have someone that's kind of disconnected from the situation that guide you through that. Like, because your mind ain't, you're not going to be of the right mind to make... Because... I don't know if you know this, Matt, but funerals are incredibly expensive.
This is very true. So I've heard.
And you can't, in that state of mind, it's like, you're not in the negotiating mood, you know what I mean? Like, you're not in the price shopping mood either. Like, it's like...
You ever seen The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Dude, at the end of The Big Lebowski, when they're trying to find a most modestly priced receptacle for their buddy Smokey, man, that is just so down to earth, and I love that scene because it's like, it feels like real people trying to just figure, first of all, grieve the loss of their very good friend, and then the awkwardness of like purchasing what you're gonna put them in. Very, I thought that scene in that movie did a really good job of just lightening the mood a little. And
have you given that thought?
You know, to be completely honest with you, I have not.
I used to feel
I've
like...
had requests from some of my parents in passing, almost in
of
joking.
You?
No, you talking about me? I'm talking about maybe the next generation above us.
No. You.
For me, no. I've never.
Have you given your wishes thought?
No.
So I used to feel like I used to be like absolute no to cremation until I saw what happens to the human body that's in a casket anyway, and it becomes dust regardless.
Yeah,
it's like
it's gonna get there.
I don't know why I thought like as some kind of child the heat just kicked on here.
Oh wow, I had never heard that before.
I don't know why I thought like as it's like a good
the bones ignorant. Are just like
I thought like
you're gonna be a perfectly preserved skeleton.
You get put in a casket because you're gonna be a skeleton. Like it's like nah.
Dude, let me tell you something. My stepmother Karen, she's my mom, man. She was visiting recently, and we were howling at the moon. We were laughing so hard because one night we were having some beverages up late, you know, munching on leftover Chinese food or whatever, and we were talking about this. And she's like, you know, I want to become a skeleton. And I was like, what? And she described she wanted to be like in. Remember when we went and did the GRC and we went over to the tech center? And you have these beautiful skeletons that these medical students are looking at. She wants to be a skeleton. You know, where it's like...
Well, she could realistically...
And she's dead serious about it. And we were dying. She was laughing so hard. And that was one of my favorite nights as of late.
Did you by any chance see at least pictures of the traveling exhibit where they take human bodies and they
turn them inside out, don't they?
They do all manner of things.
Oh my gosh. I've never been to one of those.
We went to it. It's very interesting. But she can do that as well. She can surrender her body to science and
science, dude. That's
They got a whole nervous system, man.
Wow.
They got like just nothing but the nervous system. Like you're just stringy veins and stuff. They had a whole horse up there. Like just the muscle and all of that. I don't know how
what was the James Bond movie that they had a scene in one of those? It was with Daniel Craig.
Oh, yeah.
It might have been Casino Royale. Was it Casino Royale?
I don't remember.
But he was in one of those. It's called The Body Exhibit or something like that?
Something like that. I liked it. We went as a family, and we all saw it, and it was just...
Are you a squeamish guy? Like
no.
Yeah, see, I'm a little squeamish.
It's funny that you say that because I was thinking about that today. Unfortunately, I got this very protective. This part is not unfortunate. I had this very protective sense of the internet in terms of for children. In my house, I don't let the kids get on the internet, on web browsers and social media and stuff like that. Video games, just like certain games, I know I control it. I'm very strict with that.
Yeah,
because unfortunately, I have been exposed to some wild stuff online. Some stuff on accident completely. Some stuff was on purpose, getting desensitized.
Yeah,
that stuff messes with you. But yes, to answer your question, I because of that, it's like I could almost see anything, and it's just like,
it's one thing to see death in movies and video games. It's another thing to like watch people.
It's weird
die.
because
That's
it's
crazy.
It's almost like a survival mechanism where the brain does not register that what you're watching is real. Because it's wild stuff online, and you see it, and it's like, that can't be real.
What was that? Wasn't there like a this is a long time ago. I'm sure maybe they still make them. It was like these crazy ways to die tapes.
Faces of Death.
Faces of Death. This is what it was called. I remember this.
There was a website that might be still around, but it was popular when I was in high school. I heard about it all the time. It was rotten.com.
Yeah, rotten.com.
I don't recommend it. I don't even know if it's around.
I don't know either. I've actually never checked out rotten.com,
but there was morbid
I've heard of
stuff there.
Oh, man. But yeah, Faces of Death, where it's like, watch this 90-year-old grandmother get hit by a train. And it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah, no.
What? And people are purchasing that.
So it's wild. Yeah, no, back in the day, it's funny. When I was a kid, I used to hear about that. People buying the VHS tape of like Faces of Death. Did you see the new Faces of Death?
That's what I remember. I'm not laughing at death. I'm just laughing at what you just said. It's so silly, but that's how it was.
But ain't that weird? Isn't it weird how desensitized society has gotten in a lot of ways to stuff like that?
Yeah.
To where we take our camera out and we'll film somebody dying. Like, not me. I'm saying we'll be polite.
Society.
The general society will film that stuff. But you can't say nothing to these people.
It's crazy.
Like, you could see some incredibly morbid things, horrible things happen on camera, but you say the wrong word and immediately we're super offended.
Yeah.
Like, that sensitivity is not balanced.
What I've always noticed too is like America and like even like Europe, we're very different in what we consider to be lewd and too much. Over there, sex in the human body is nothing, but violence is like shunned. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of censorship. But in America, it's very different. It's like, dude, we love the violence and the killing and all that and the death, but like, don't show that nip. I don't want to see that nip.
Yeah, isn't it overseas like nudity is very common?
Very commonplace.
Like the beaches and stuff like that are more common out there.
Yes.
To just be nude. I remember when we went on a cruise. We went to, I forgot what island it was, but they had a nude beach. It was just odd. Yeah. It's like naked adults walking around. It's like, they're comfortable. It's just like,
there's a beach in Hawaii called Sensuchi Beach, and I lived right next to it, my little condo apartment there, and from time to time there would be naked people about, and I was like, word. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. Could you do that?
No.
Yeah, man.
No. I have this theory that like even if I was ripped, I wouldn't be able to walk around with my shirt off. I'm just not that type of person.
Yeah,
I don't have it in my personality.
Yeah,
like I don't.
When I used to be a young strapping lad, I had no problem with a shirt. But like, I don't know. Even if I couldn't do the naked thing, man. I couldn't do the just being around strangers. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. That's just me, though. That's just me. Victor had the naked at school dream recently for the first time. He had the naked at school dream. I said, son, welcome to the real world.
I never had the naked in school dream. The dream I had was my legs didn't work in school for some reason. It was always like I'd have a dream I'm going up the steps and my legs stopped working.
Yeah, I've had the naked in school dream.
Talk to psychiatrists and find out what these things mean.
Dude, there are many studies and books out there talking about, dude, your dreams mean a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, dude. Let's talk some dreams, man, because I'm super into dreams. I think dreams are crazy. My son the other day, I love talking about Victor. I don't know if you know this, but I feel he's very smart. He's a very smart kid. A little biased. But he was in the car and he was like, tell me about this dream. And I was like, that's a crazy dream. And you remembered all of that? And he goes, yeah. I want to grow up. I want to make the machine, Dad, that records the dreams. And so me, early childhood, I'm like, what would it look like? And he told me what it would look like. Okay, well, how do you save it? And he's like, well, SD card. I'm like, I was like, well, who can access it? I'm doing the scaffolding thing. I'm trying to like go deeper into what he wants to do, and it's fascinating. Can you imagine if we had that kind of technology?
I thought they were working on that.
Would we want that technology?
That sounds familiar. I thought we were working on something.
Well, there's
like
a great show called Black Mirror. Have you ever watched Black Mirror?
I'm familiar with it. But
Black Mirror is a really dystopian, wild show where it's like just individual episodes. They're not tied together at all. They're just basically the premise of the show is, what if this happened? Mm-hmm. And one of them is where your eyes are always recording, and you can go back and play and do all this thing. But kind of that reminds me of Black Mirror. Like if we were able to record these dreams, like, are you getting in trouble for these dreams? Because I've done some wild stuff in these dreams now.
The next easily 100 years, easily.
I think
the next 100 years are going to be very interesting. In terms of what we're able to do to the brain. Because you hear a lot of experimentation with like chips in the brain and how you see recently, I think it was Elon Musk that put chips in a pig's brain or whatever. He was able to play a game or something like that, like made him smarter or whatever.
Elon's been talking about that for years.
Like imagine you can get rid of like Alzheimer's or something. Like crazy. You have something in the brain where it's like you're now grabbing memories from storage now. It's not from the muscle in your head. It's from a computer chip.
Be freaking wild. You ever wake up from a dream and I mean it was so real that you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, not in a long time.
I'm going to jail today. Like you wake up like, and it's still in your brain, like all the way till I get to the bathroom. I'm like, how am I gonna get away with this? I hate those dreams.
The craziest thing that happened to me dream wise was actually this happened like a year and a half ago. I was in bed and my eyes woke up completely. Mm-hmm. My eyes were up and I could not move my body at all.
Bro, this has happened to me. This is very common. This is very common.
Yeah, no, and I felt physically like the bed move. Like if somebody had got on top of me and was holding me down. And I could not move.
Like getting pressed
into the bed. I couldn't move or speak. And I remember trying to, in my head, I'm telling myself, 2, I want to move my leg and wake Joyce up, like to get me like moving.
Yeah.
And then the following morning, because I couldn't move, I fell back asleep. And the following morning, it's like, oh, that's sleep paralysis, and they have all these names, and like this is the demon sitting on your chest, and the old lady sitting on your chest, and there's all these what do you call this? Not folklore. Fables, folklore. Yes,
folklore. Yeah,
folklore is about what that could mean and stuff like that. I'm like, really? And then they said scientifically what it is like every night you go to sleep, there is like a chemical that's like released to paralyze
secreted,
you.
Yes.
So you don't fall out the bed, so you don't get up and walk around, and sometimes just there's a glitch or whatever, and it's like your eyes woke up, but your body has not.
Dude, that has happened to me, man. That has happened to me many, many, many times.
And happened to me once.
It's frightening. It's happened to me a lot over the years. I mean, not like hundreds of times, but many, many times.
What's weird with me from about, I don't know if I've ever said this out loud, but from about 20 to almost 30, I dreamt like almost every other night, and it was always nightmares.
Really?
Like real vivid, not only nightmares, only. To the point that
For
I just
10 years?
It was a lot. It was a long time.
Oh my God.
So long, years. To the point that I got used to it, and it wasn't even an issue. At like the first few times,
what kind of nightmares?
The first few times is like wild stuff,
like violent
people dying, me doing
getting
wild
chased.
Stuff, crazy stuff.
Oh man,
not triggered by anything either. Not triggered by anything. The first few times was very scary. Like I'd wake up like worried to the point that it just happened off, and I'm just like another one.
I had a recurring dream, and I can't remember the last time it happened. It's happened in the last 10 years, but there was a point where I had this. This is funny. I never thought about this out loud. I'm at the beach in my dream, and this started when I was like a kid. I remember like being like 8, 9 years old and having this dream for the first time, where I'm on the beach, and all of a sudden I'm the only one on the beach, and then the surf gets pulled all the way back, and then a giant wave comes and grabs me and throws me, and I'm flying through the air, and right before I hit the sand, I freaking pop out. I jump out of it. Dude, I've had this dream probably about 6 or 7 times in my life. It's like same dream.
Well, we talked about that.
Same dream.
Remember we talked about this with RJ about that dream.
It's the same dream. Same dream. And it's weird, and it's always when I'm like 8 or 9 years old. It's weird, man. That was the tsunami coming, baby. Tsunami digital media, baby. That was the tsunami coming to get you and pick you up. But it's crazy. I mean, any recurring dreams? You ever had any recurring dreams?
Now, when I was younger, but when I was younger, I'd have dreams about people fighting all the time, like arguing and relationships breaking up between friends and family and stuff like that. And it just like, it always felt like maybe because they were fighting so often, the brain is like, yeah, that relationship's going to be over soon.
It's so strange to be like, I had a dream. Of course, I can never remember them. But I had one in the last week where I was telling my wife about it, and I was like, why the hell did I dream about that? That's real random. And then she was like, oh, because of this on TV that we saw, and we made a comment about it. And I was like, oh, yeah. And this one little thing got placed back here, and then a week or two later, it was like, and roll that thing. Throw some of that, put a little dash of that in there. It's so strange dreaming, man.
I haven't been having the good amount of rest to be good with to even remember dreams.
A lot of people keep a little journal next to the bed. So when you wake up, you well, who's writing these days? Maybe you get on your phone and just click away on the notepad, maybe.
Speaking of who's writing these days, back when I was at working fast food, I'm working an 8-hour to 10-hour shift, and it was when I was way more productive in music. And I wrote several songs while on my shift, like in my head, and then I'd get home and write them down, like entire songs.
Oh, you'd have it in your head?
I'd go like 2 lines at a time. And just repeat those 2 lines over and over. Like this is like an 8 to 10 hour shift.
And then you're building. Then you got 4 bars.
4 lines.
Then yeah.
And then I'd get home and like before I forgot it, write it all down. There's a few songs I did like that.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't have the brain for remembering like lyrics ever. And I'm a musician. I'm terrible with lyrics. Songs I've listened to my whole life that I love so much, still can't sing the lyrics. But I can remember them drum beats. I can remember those little funny little bass licks that come in every once in a while. I know these little patterns that happen. I'm terrible with lyrics though, man. But I tell you, I was a really good sight reader of music. I can sight read really, really well, and I can remember and memorize music really, really well.
What do you mean sight read?
So sight reading is like you get a piece of music that you've never seen before in your life, and you put it in front of you, and you look at it for about 30 seconds, and then you play it. Just looking at it for the first time, you just play it. And it's not like, it's kind of like reading a book, but there are varying degrees of, difficulty with rhythmic stuff and, time signatures and all kinds of craziness. And that was one of, in the music world, in the orchestral stuff and the marching stuff and the drum corps stuff, that's like part of auditions. You have sight reading. You have a whole section of your audition for sight reading. And
like Drumline the movie.
Yeah. I don't know if they had any sight reading. I don't think they had sight reading.
Well, there was the whole thing about if Nick Cannon, he lied about being able to read the music, and it's like a requirement to be in the band is you have to be able to read the sheet music. He lied, and he was all memorizing it, and they put a sheet in front of him. He couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
You're good now. Like,
you know what's funny about that movie? I know a lot of musicians a lot of drummers that are like, that movie sucked. That movie did not suck. That was not that was a good movie. It was a good film. I thought it was a good movie. Nick
Cannon went out there and took his spot back.
Yeah, I thought a lot of people just, I don't know, they're haters, dude. Yes, of course it's Hollywooded out. Come on, man. But it was a good movie from a drummer who has done similar stuff.
Good music.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait for COVID to be over so we can go to NSU.
Go back to NSU. Go see that Legion, baby.
Yeah, man.
That Legion, though. Behold!
Those guys, the green.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
They got a confidence when they play that thing.
That's the $1 Million Funk Squad, dude.
Yeah.
I had a very, very good friend of mine, Omega Thomas, and his brother Alpha. And they went with the NSU, and they were in the drum line, dude. And them boys are bad. They are bad to the bone, dude. They're so good, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, their energy and their showmanship is just unmatched, dude. So good. Look them up. The Norfolk State University $1 Million Funk Squad, dude. That's the drum line over there. Dude, that whole marching band. What's up, Manny Hernandez? I see you over there. Off the hook. So good. And freaking loud. Mm-hmm. As loud as they come, man. A wall of sound is what they call that. A wall of sound.
Nah, it's great.
I'm looking forward to getting back to that kind of stuff, dude. Live music, sporting events, just getting together with a bunch of friends at a house. That's going to be nice, man. That'll be nice. Hey, movie theaters, dude. Don't know if we're going to be coming back to that.
You seen that they were renting out movie theaters for gamers?
I saw this. That's freaking awesome.
Got
to do something.
Yeah, I guess.
You got to use the space somehow.
Yeah, no. That AMC stock is plummeting again. That
It
little
is.
pump and dump that they were doing on Reddit is over.
No, it is. Yeah, it was over very quickly.
It's too late for that. You can tell me otherwise, but it's too late. All that get quick rich scheme. But it's cool that they exposed what I guess a lot of people didn't realize this. That this is just the way stockbrokers have been doing stuff.
So they've been doing this for
They've been
100
pumping
years.
and dumping the market over and over and over.
For them and all their friends.
As soon as the little man does it, then it's wrong, right?
It's a problem now. We gotta squash that shit. Gotta squash it out.
I'm never gonna understand it.
Yeah.
Someone is gonna have to explain it to me one day. Someone's got to have the answers. Why is it that the rules only apply to certain people in society, man? Storming the Capitol, it's a revolution. That's
Revolution. That's a topic for another day, baby.
They push me down and makes me.
Oh man, but anyway, well, dream well tonight, buddy. That was fun. I like that conversation, man. I want to learn more about dreams. I'm gonna go look them up tonight. See what I can find out, and I'll report back. Any quotes? Tony's got the quote. I've been slacking lately. There's no pre-production for the show, by the way. This is as far as the pre-production comes. Did you know we were going to be talking about dreams today? No, I didn't either.
No, and I couldn't hit the nail on the head and all men dream, but not equally. But instead, I'm going to go another way.
I like that one.
So we won't read that. Shawshank Redemption.
Great
Morgan
movie.
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Geology is the study of pressure and time. That's all it takes, really. Pressure and time.
Boom. Yeah, man.
All right, let's go.
I'm Matt.
I'm Tony.
This is Tsunami Podcast.
Yes.
It's a good one, buddy. Pressure and time.